Hello viewers, thank you very much for watching our weekly television program Faith and Astrology, and thank you very much for your sending messages, because I receive a lot of messages on WhatsApp and asking me many questions, but I can't return all of your messages because it's really hard to turn all of them. And today we are going to talk about planets in March. When we look at the sky has got a language over astrology, but our astrology commands according to faith, Islamic astrology. And we will talk about the planets over this kind of astrology. As you know, there are a lot of different kinds of astrologies in the world. Vedic astrology, Western astrology, and Chinese astrology, and Kabbalist astrology as well. But we do our program according to Islamic astrology and faith astrology. And we will talk first about Mercury in March. It is going to start a retro action on the 5th of March 2019. It is also my birthday. And the retro is going to be in Mercury is going to retro action movement in this period in between 5th of March and 28th of March. In this period, I request our viewers to be careful while they sign some agreements, and everything must be proper and ready. They must be careful about some missing articles in the agreements as well. You must prepare everything and also make a good plan first. Then after you must move. Okay, but what is the Asma al-Husna, the name of God, for this? And I request you to consider the name of Al-Alim and Al-Hakim asmas. These asmas, Al-Alim is the knower, and the Al-Hakim means the God who knows everything detailedly and beyond the visible sight. So when you take a decision, before taking a decision or thinking and negotiating with people, I recommend you to call God with these names, and especially Basmala, Bismi Allah al-Alim wal-Hakim. This is very important point. Of course, you have to say first, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As we explained before, this is important because we have to run away from the stone Satan. He was irresponsible and immoral. That is why Satan is like a stone, and he was also stoned. Anyway, the second important thing is this retro for Mercury is going to be in the Pisces, and so we have to avoid being emotional. And if we try to be careful, it's very important, and some effects around of us can make us angry or emotional these periods. So we must stay calm and take decision calmly. And Uranus, when we talk about another planet, the planet of freedom, planet of thinking, free thinking, and expressing ourselves. Uranus is going to do its straight movement again in Taurus on the 6th of March. This is going to be a wonderful possession, especially with love and also making money, earnings as well. We must think freely. We mustn't restrict ourselves. And I kindly request our viewers who are interested in astrology with the name of Vedut and also Qayyum and Kavi. Qayyum, when we translate into English language, the God who covers everything is going to be under his control, of course. And also Kavi is also the god who knows everything, but also Detaili is and Vedut, as you know, it is the Asma of Venus, and Vedut attracts the love of God and the love of people as well. When we call God with Vedut, God is going to give us the love in our life. This is a very important point. But the basis of love, as you know, the trust is the most important thing. And if we want to be loved by someone, we have to be trustable first. And paying attention in this period is important as well. And new moon is important in March as well. The new moon is going to be on the 7th of March. New moon means a new start in life. Normally, when we look at the birth chart, where your new moon, in what house, that means you're going to make a start in that month according to that house. For instance, if your new moon is in the 2nd house, that means you're going to make a new start with financial things. If your new moon is in the 3rd house, that means you're going to make a new start with communications. And the 4th house means a new start with family, or buying some property and or selling some property. This kind of things are going to be in the agenda. And if your new moon in your birth chart, if it is in the 5th house, that means you're going to make a good new start with your children or with love. You're going to close one door and you're going to open another door, a good door maybe. This full moon, this new moon is going to be also in the Pisces on the 7th of March. And our viewers must be careful about not forgetting the name of God, Al-Mumin, Al-Muhaymin. Mumin means the God who is trustable. Muhaymin means also the God who gives trustability. And so the trustability is very important. And the Mumin also is translated as the one who believes in God without any doubt. And when we look at this month's full moon, it is going to be on the 21st of March. It is going to be in Libra, and Libra is the horoscope of love, and its ruler planet is Venus, and so full moon is going to raises the Al-Vedut name, of course. Al-Vedut means the loving God, the God who loves very much, and also the God gives the love. Any heart which deserves, of course. For deserving love, of course, we have to be trustable, as I said a few minutes ago, because the basis of love is trust and endeavor. And when we are trustable, we can gain real love, really. That is why Prophet Muhammad's another name was Muhammadul Amin. Muhammadul Amin means the trustable Muhammad the trustable, because he never lied in his society and everyone believed in him. And that is why the message of the God was given to Prophet Muhammad. And he was not rich, he was not he didn't have political power those days in his hand, and but people trusted in him and followed him those days just because of his trustability. Anyway, when we talk about new moon on the 7th of March is going to start with the Pisces. The Pisces, anyone whose horoscope or ascendant are Pisces, they can make a new start in their life in general. This is a wonderful period for Pisces people. And Aquarius people, they can make a new start economically if they have got some problems, financial problems. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity. Maybe I request the Aquarius people to call God with the Samet, Kerim and Gani names. Samet means the God who needs nothing, anything. He doesn't need anything. But everyone and everything needs Lord of the Universe power. Kerim means the generous God, and Samet, we already said, and Gani means the richest, because God owns everything in this space. And when we look at Capricorn people, they are going to make a new start in communication, and then they can maybe make a good start with their relations with brothers and sisters mainly, because the third house in horoscope, that means brothers, sisters, and communications. And when we look at Sagittarius people, they may start newly with their family, father's side. If there is something wrong in the family, they can solve with their parents as well in this period. And when we look at Scorpio people, if they had problems with their lovers and with their kids, this is a good opportunity to solve it, because new moon is going to be a sign of a new start in love and also for the kids. And when we look at Libra people, they're going to make a start with their health or new job maybe. In their working place, they can start new plans, programs, projects. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity to show themselves in the working area. And when we look at Virgo people, they're going to make a good start with their spouse or wife. If they had problems with their wife or girlfriend, then they have to be careful, and they can start a new way with them. Sitting and talking is going to be wonderful, especially afternoon on Thursday. Thursday afternoon is going to be a wonderful period to talk about that. So I kindly request them also calling God with name of Vedut, and also Jami. Vedut, as I told you, is a loving God, but Jami means the God who unifies things in the space. When we look at Leo, people, they are going to maybe have a news from the court. If they were expecting any news from the court, they can get it. And In this period, I request them to go and to go to mosque or church. If they are Christians, they can go to church as well. And they can talk to God in the afternoon with what they want from the Lord of the universe. They can directly wish from the Lord of the universe. But the name of Afuf, Tawwab, Ghaffar, Ghafur, Settar, for the forgiving God and covering God. When we have sins or when we have guilt, the God is going to cover it in the other world, especially when we don't do gossips, because how we act people around us, then God is going to reflect us in the other worlds. That is a very important point. And we were Leo, lastly we said, and just a minute please, and the Cancer. Cancer, crab in English, like Cancer in Latin. And they can start some long journeys, or they can make some plans and programs for education as well. And I kindly request them to call God with Hadi and Rashid and also Alim. These three names are important for education and also keeping ourselves on the right direction. The right direction is Quranic streets, according to our belief, of course. That is Sirat al-Mustaqim when we translate into English language. Sirat is a street, not a bridge, other world, because the word comes from Greek language into Arabic. In the modern Arabic, the Sirat means Sharia. It is the street in the city. As I explained our former programs. If you miss it, please watch it on YouTube. Then you're going to understand our program much more than this. Anyway, when we look at Gemini people, they can get the news which they have been waiting for a long time about career. And they can get a promotion and they can get some bonus from the work area, and they can get a new higher position in their office. And when we look at Taurus people, they are going to start in the area of, in the house of friendship and also organizations, these kind of things. And I recommend Taurus people in this period to check their friends. They must let the bad friends go and the good ones stay in their lives. So this is important for the involvement. If you have got bad friends, of course, this is not going to be good for personal evolution. Anyway, I recommend also Taurus people to worship and pray in the morning of Thursday, in between 9 o'clock and 11 o'clock, calling God with Qayyum name and also Kavi name. These two names are important, of course, and Alim and Hakim also are important. And lastly, when we talk about horoscopes, the Aries. Aries people, new moon is going to affect them spiritually inside of their heart. They can make a new start in their life spiritually. How they were feeling before, they can feel other way. So they can make an itikaf. Itikaf is rendezvous with God, and this is staying in a room alone and breaking the connections with outside of the world, outside of the room, they must stay alone. I recommend them to use some candles or some old-fashioned lamp, not using electricity inside, and praying 5 times, and also wishing the help, assistance of the Lord of the universe. And the Salam Esma, the peace giver, Salam means peace giver, and they can wish Sakina. Sakina means peace in heart in Islamic understanding, and the Quran as well. And this is all for new moon. And after the break, we're going to start again. Welcome back to our TV show, Faith and Astrology again. And we were going to talk, we have already finished new moon effects for horoscopes. And now we are going to talk about full moon effects and how full moon is going to affect horoscopes. We will talk about this. Full moon means a big shining, and when what we are doing, everything is going to be at the top. For instance, when we are making a plan, or when we are doing a process, or that full moon is going to show us at the top, and it is giving a message about what we have to do, and also for what we have to be careful. And full moon is going to be in March, with on 21st of March. Full moon will be with Libra. I say Libra, but it is in the border, very close to Virgo. It is in between Virgo and Libra. So the full moon's Asma al-Husna will reflect 2 important Asma al-Husna. One is for Vedut and the loving God. Another one is Al-Alim al-Hakim. And but even if full moon is in, if it is not in Virgo but in Libra, just few degrees, and we have to pay attention for full moon in Libra. Okay, the Libra and the full moon. So this is going to reflect the marriage and the partnership and also love. These 3 important things are going to be at the top in our life, especially starting on 21st of March. You know, the 21st of March is also it's a beginning of a new season, and the spring is going to be stronger. And in Turkish and also Central Asian belief, and also in Iranian and Kurdish beliefs, the 21st of March is new season. Is new season translated into Persian language as new Nevroz. Nev means new, Roz means new season, new color, new sun, because Roz is also in Kurdish Roj. It is when we translate into English, it is sun. Anyway, so a new, a wonderful, bright thing is coming, a new period with full moon in Libra. So what is the reflections to each horoscope? Full moon is going to be the 2nd house of Virgo. So that means the Virgo people is going to get maybe some wonderful offer about financial things. Maybe they're going to find a new job or new opportunities to gain, to make money. And Leo people, they're going to be affected about communications and also brotherhood. And this is going to be a wonderful opportunity to solve the problems with brothers and sisters as well. When we look at Cancer, crab in English, and the full moon is going to be in their fourth house, and so that means the family is going to be the most important thing, and also if they have some problems in their families, they can solve it easily. And also I request them to recite the name of God, especially in the Yatsı praying time. That is the last prayer during the day. And if they have got some problems with their parents, they can get the peace with their parents. This is a wonderful opportunity, especially on Friday. I recommend them to talk. Friday or Thursday night is the best time to talk with the parents, the one whose ascendant or horoscope or moon are in Cancer. For them, this is going to be a wonderful opportunity. And Gemini people, and they're going to they're going to start, or they're going to have a wonderful days with their kids and their lovers as well. And they can be much more creative about their skills if they have got skills for literature. If they are writing some novels, they can write wonderful. They can make a wonderful job about that. And the Taurus people, they have to. They have to be careful about their health, and that doesn't mean something happened. But in any case, Shafi and Hafiz Esmas are going to be very helpful about that. Shafi means the curer, and Hafiz means the protecting God. So these two names are going to be wonderful protective on their body and shoulder, and I recommend them to recite these two important esmas. And they may have some extra responsibility in the offices, in their offices, if their bosses can give extra job, mission or work, and they can do it successfully, really. And this is going to be a good opportunity to show their skills. And Aries, if they have some problems with their family, I mean their wife or girlfriends, boyfriends, and they can solve this problem very easily. And they can also make good plans with their partners as well. Any Aries who has got partner for business, they can make a plan and program to solve the problems as well. But I kindly request them to recite the name of God, Vedut, and Jami as well, especially afternoon, or on Friday afternoon. And Pisces, if they are waiting for a result from the courts or from government, if they are expecting some good news, they may get this in this period. And if they get this news, a good news from the government or from the courts, I recommend them to give some donation to girls going to university. We must help the girls around of us who are studying, but who are orphans as well, because we Muslims have to help orphans, and as you know, Prophet Muhammad was also an orphan, and orphans are very free, because when they don't have parents, father or mother, they are much more free than in their society, and any belief or understandings of their society doesn't affect them very much. So generally God sent their messages to the people, to the prophets who were orphans, such as Prophet Muhammad. He had no father, and his mother died very early. So he didn't have the traditional belief of the society. And when we look at Jesus Christ, he had no father, as you know, and he was an orphan like. And but he was very free-minded, and the dirty ideology of the society didn't affect Jesus Christ. And Mother Mary, educated him with the view of Islam, with the view of peace, with the view of clean ideology, let's say. And that is why Jesus Christ, one of the cleanest person in the world history. And Aquarius, when we look at them, their full moon will be shining on their 9th house. So this can be a wonderful opportunity for their education plans, and also if they plan to go to abroad as tourists. I recommend them to do this, to plan this. This is going to be a wonderful period for them. Why they don't use? This is not going to be a wise idea. They must use it, this period. The Capricorn, they are going to be their full moon is going to be shining in the 11th house, and then the career is going to be important for their life. And if they get any news from any job application or these kind of things, I recommend them, because of the good news, they must also make an orphan happy, giving some charity. This is going to be a wonderful thing, of course. And when we look at Sagittarius, Sagittarius people are going to be affected by with the friends, and also taking good decisions, and they're going to find themselves in organizations maybe. And I recommend them to call God, to call God with the names of Al-Alim wal-Hakim, and this is going to be much more helpful for organizing things. And also, and lastly, when we look at Scorpio, they are going to get a wonderful joy, and also, inshallah, in their heart they can find sakina, the peace in their heart. So they're going to be much more happier these days, finding some solutions for their spiritual problems. Yes, this is the full moon story in March, and during the March, the sun is going to be in Pisces, in the first 3 weeks, and after it is going to be in the Aries era, and the Sun is going to support Pisces people as well. So they must use their power these days, of course, in good way. But I must emphasize one thing. Horoscopes are not bad or good. There are only good people and the bad people. Astrology doesn't make you bad or good person. When you are a bad person, then we understand what sort of bad person you are according to horoscopes. We can see it. When you are a good person, we can find that how kind of good person you are. We can observe according to horoscope, and we can define. For instance, any person who is Capricorn, ascendant is Capricorn, Mercury is Capricorn, let's say he has a stellium also in Capricorn. That doesn't mean that he's a bad person. He's going to be a wonderful business person who can make a wonderful business and earn money. And but I recommend, especially the Earth horoscopes such as Capricorn, Taurus, and also Virgo, they have to be careful. The money they earn doesn't belong to them. They have to share. If when they give some money, especially the girls going to school, who are orphaned especially, some widowed and the divorced women who are helpless, we must look around of us and we must help them. If we are Muslim or if we believe in God, the God says in Maun chapter, "O you worshippers, if you don't help orphans, your prayings, your worships are in vain." So that is very important point, helping the orphans. That's all for this week. Hope to see you next week. I kindly request you stay with us, and also I request you to follow our YouTube channel, Natural TV. You can find all our videos in there when you miss. See you again. Goodbye.